Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week. This week you have this Cougar card. It says motherhood, sensuality, and reverence. You have this C, it says resolute warrior spirit and defense, and so we'll see what comes up for you. You are off to a great start here for sure with the Star, the Four of Wands, and the Judgment card. Very positive energy. The cassowary card here where it says defense, you could just be kind of like protecting yourself, protecting this good space if you are creating a good space for yourself here. So again, this could be about, getting into a good vibe and then protecting it from anything that could ruin your good vibe. The Star can represent, kind of like hope, faith, and renewal. Some of you could be going through healing. It does seem to be like a healing week. I would actually say that the whole entire month recently seemed like just a healing time for most people based off the readings I've done so far, for this period. So, again, it kind of makes sense. But you have the Sun now. You have the Sun. So you have the Sun and the Star. The Sun and the Star, can represent fame and fortune. And now it doesn't mean you're going to become famous, but it is very good for getting attention. And I always encourage everyone I read for, whenever they get the Sun and the Star, I would be trying to stand out if I were you this week, like in work, in business, in whatever it is you do. I would do whatever you can to stand out. And, we're talking about getting positive attention here, so it's like if your boss is looking for volunteers, volunteer for something, because again, tarot is just energy that exists and you can work with it or not. But if you work with the energy, then you probably will get the rewards. And so I would do whatever you can to stand out. Same thing in like if you have a job or career or business. If you want love, same thing. Like now would be a good time to put in the extra effort. You have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, of course, can represent marriage, but not really a love reading. You do have a little bit of love here, so it could be here if you want it. The Four of Wands usually comes up like if we don't have a bunch of love cards, right, like you're reading. The Four of Wands usually represents completion. It's kind of like a finish line card. There's like this finish line thing right here, whatever you call it. And the Four of Wands, these people have already been married. And so, really, the Four of Wands is a card of celebration and freedom, and it's a card of setting yourself free from something. But usually, again, with the Four of Wands, we have to like complete one thing and then commit to something new to set ourselves free. So, the Four of Wands can come up when we're like wrapping up a project. We finish the project, then we start something else, or the other thing is we could be committing deeper to a project. And the reason that it could be setting you free is because it could be making you money, for example, right? And so you could be. That's really what I feel for you here, Libra, is that you're committing to things that are going to lead to more freedom in your life, and that's probably what you're doing. You have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is about answering the call to purpose. These people are standing in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And so they are being called to a new life, but they have to get out of the coffin. They have to completely release the past. And I definitely feel this card is saying like it's time to release any attachments that you have to the past. And sometimes I think people think that they don't have attachments to the past, but if you're not telling a new story, or if you're not telling the story of what you actually want, then you're still attached to the past, right? So I would start telling your new story, whatever you want that to be. With the Star, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords can represent the death to the past, exactly what I said. Ten of Swords says the past is dead, done, over with. And this guy is definitely dead. He needs to get up off the ground and go through the transformation. Luckily, we have the Judgment card. The Ten of Swords can also represent a blessing in disguise. And so you could be finally seeing how something from the past not working out was actually a blessing, which is a good thing. With the Four of Wands, you have the Tower. All three air signs have had the Tower in their first row. Aquarius also had the Star in their first row, not in the same position, but still very interesting. Definitely could be global Tower moments going on this week. We are in a time of global Tower moments. And, it just really wouldn't surprise me. There's some big things going on right now, and it just wouldn't surprise me if crazy things went down. So that's what I'll say there. But, keep your head on straight. Don't panic. The whole point of the Tower is that we're entering into a new reality. The Tower is about ignoring reality. These people have been ignoring reality, and now they're stepping into reality, a new reality. I also wouldn't worry about it because you have the Star. You also have the Judgment card. Judgment and Tower, to me, is the most powerful combination in the tarot. It represents like a major revelation or a major wake-up call, and usually it's a good thing. So again, really, is this bad? Probably not. With the Judgment card, you have the Magician. The Magician, he is pointing across here. So the Magician is about manifesting your new reality. The Emperor would represent taking control of any new opportunities that come your way. Three of Pentacles, again, would be about standing out. This guy here, this is a card of quality work. He is receiving recognition for the work that he has done. And then the Hierophant is kind of like about your belief systems, but the Hierophant is about manifesting heaven on earth in some ways. He is the card of communicating with heaven and bringing that vision down to earth. So I think if you do those three things, you will probably do very well at this time. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Lone Wolf card. It says, listen to your inner wolf and embrace your sacred wild nature that thirsts for freedom. I think everyone needs to do this right now. We will have Neptune entering into Aries during this period. It will retrograde back into Pisces later on, before eventually moving forward again into Aries. It starts moving forward again, but then, on its way into Aries, if that makes sense. And one thing I will say about Neptune in Aries is it's kind of like looking for a savior. People will be looking for a person to have answers. And I think what people need to realize is like, you are the one that has the answers, only you, right? It's like we have this whole AI thing going on right now. I'm kind of glad that AI basically came out during Neptune in Pisces, because it's like we can get through the, Neptune in Pisces is deception. And so it's like we kind of work through those issues now. And my theory is that things will probably get better. Or, there will be truths that come out about AI later on. And so, hopefully the robots don't take over is what I'm trying to say. But I also think from a spiritual perspective, the whole point of AI is that spirit is trying to get people to realize that you are your own AI. There are things that we can tap into, spiritually that give us powers, right? And people need to believe that to overcome the whole, Mark Zuckerberg trying to turn everyone else into robots. It's like, yes, Mark, we get it, you're a robot, but not everybody else wants to be a robot, plain and simple. You have this Exploration card. It says, right now you need to search and explore. It's okay to wander until you find your home. So a lot of you could be doing a lot of exploring. We are in a time of exploration, so it makes sense. You have the King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Funny enough, there are some cards in the tarot that I call clue cards. I call the King of Cups the home. So, for some of you, you could be looking for emotional attachments in a positive way, I would say, because the King of Cups is sitting in the very deep ocean. And, it says that he is exploring his emotions to a very deep level. He's sitting in choppy waters, but he is perfectly fine. And so again, regardless of what happens this week, I think as long as you keep your head on straight and you take control of your emotions, that things will be fine. You have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can say, to me, fives have very easy solutions in the tarot. The solution to the Five of Pentacles is to not call attention to weaknesses. These two people are calling too much attention to their situation. But there's an easy solution. They could easily go into this church behind them, and they would find sanctuary. So the Five of Pentacles says, focus on your strengths, not on your weaknesses, and you will be fine. You have the Emperor. I do think that you've been getting the Emperor with me quite a bit. And I know I've been saying to you, Libra, that it's time for you to take control of opportunity. He has his armor on underneath his cloak here, and the armor kind of says that he needs to be ready to go at a moment's notice. He is ready to go at a moment's notice. So, whenever an opportunity presents itself, he's going to take advantage of it and he's going to make it happen. So I think you need to be ready for opportunity. With the King of Cups, you have the Strength card. Makes perfect sense. You probably have been working on your emotional strength. The lion on this card represents her inner voice or her inner demons, and it's submitting to her. It has its tail between its legs, so she is in control, emperor of her own feelings, right? And I think that's a major message for you here, Libra, is that you are taking control of your emotions and being strong. Here you go, with the Five of Pentacles you have the Empress. So if you want love, this could be like a surprise connection that you are waking up to. It's kind of funny because I get like some sort of funny difference here. I don't know, it's just funny to me, Libra, how I'm like seeing these two in my head. It's like there's something unusual, but like, not like I don't mean in a bad way. It's like maybe there's like an age difference, or maybe there's like a height difference or something unusual about this connection. But, I also think this clearly could be a very solid connection if you want love. If you don't want love, and even if you do, I would say that the Emperor and the Empress to me can represent balancing out the masculine and the feminine energies inside of you. So a lot of you could be practicing, you could be balancing one side or the other. With the Emperor, you have the Page of Wands, definitely time for adventure. I mean, you have that card that says time to explore, and the Page of Wands, he doesn't really know where he's going, but he just follows his enthusiasm. He is excited for some sort of adventure, and that is the direction that he moves in towards his excitement. And we have the Sun here, and the Sun is kind of like your joy, your peace, your happiness. And I always say that the Sun is kind of like a spotlight in some readings. It kind of shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to. But in your case, this could say that you just need to pay attention to your attention and move towards happiness. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Come to the Edge card and this To Be Fair card. The Come to the Edge card represents pushing yourself to that point where you would normally give up, and then pushing yourself a little bit further. So with the Come to the Edge card, it's all about kind of like really exploring your limitations. The To Be Fair card is like your card, Justice. It's kind of cause and effect and paying attention to cause and effect in your life. You have the Ten of Wands, the Sun, and the Three of Pentacles. The Ten of Wands would say you're very close to achieving your goal. He's been carrying these heavy burdens, but he's very close to his home in the background here. And so he's about to release a burden. Again, we have all these major planets that are basically changing signs at the same time almost, right? We have Pluto having gone into Aquarius, and now we'll have Neptune changing signs. We'll basically have Uranus changing signs as well. So these big planets that are far away are more generational, but on a personal level they can lead to great change. Or, I think that whenever we have so many planets changing at the same time, that it can really suggest that a lot of us will be completing things and just moving on to the next stage. So I think a lot of you could be kind of accomplishing things or putting down burdens. Or it's like you're finally getting to the finish line, like we said with the Four of Wands. You have the Sun. I would be focusing on the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. I think everyone should have a Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate vision for your life. There's an exercise that I have people do in some of my groups and stuff where I have them imagine what their perfect day would look like. If every day went 110% according to plan and you could do whatever you want, what would that look like? And I make people write it down, right? And now, this can be something that changes over time, but we need something to work backwards from. And so, to me, the Ten of Pentacles is understanding what your perfect life looks like. And even if you don't think it's possible, which probably isn't, life is never going to be perfect, but, I think working backwards from that point will make your life better, which is the whole point of life. So I think that for a lot of you, the Sun is saying you need to start drawing your attention towards all of the things that you want and desire now. Are you ever going to truly get there? Probably not. But if you get close, then that's better than most people because most people don't even try, right? So I think that as you do this, you will improve your life on that journey. It might not be easy, but you will improve it. So I would start, I would develop a vision is what I feel like the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles are really saying no matter what it is. And, I would start working towards it. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is teamwork. We're definitely in a time of teamwork. The Three of Pentacles is also getting recognition for your work. So with the Ten of Wands, I definitely feel some of you could be, in work or business, you could be getting more attention like we said at the beginning of the reading. I would be doing whatever you can to get attention at this time. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing clearly for the first time. She has clouds only halfway up her body, and so she kind of sees the future more clearly, or she sees the direction that she needs to move in life more clearly. And I feel that would be good for you is to see more clearly. With the Sun, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead and getting out of a comfort zone. He's standing where he has always been, but he has the whole world in his hands, and so he needs to step into the world and he needs to go have new experiences, which I feel would be a really good thing for you here. I also think one thing I wanted to say is that he needs to leave a comfort zone. He has his village down here, and so the village kind of represents his place of comfort, and he needs to leave his comfort zone to go have new experiences. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups. Yes, there definitely could be love. I don't think this is like a majority love reading, but it would not surprise me if some of you met a person. Now, here's the funny thing is that I always say the Two of Cups is you and a person who's very different than your usual type. So like I was saying, I was feeling some sort of difference, or like, I don't know, it's just like I was seeing it in my head, like two people walking down the street and it's like people are looking at you. But it's like the two of you don't care, which is great. But I feel like there's some sort of difference, between you and this person that makes people stare, right? But good, they're giving you free attention. I love free attention, right? So I think you should get as much free attention as you possibly can. But definitely could be a person that's different than your usual type. The other thing I will say is that the Two of Cups is you and your higher self, and I think it's a great time to tap into your higher self. And next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Create card and this Immerse card. Yes, I think something people forget about Pluto in Aquarius is that Pluto in Aquarius is very innovative but also has to do with creativity. And so I've been encouraging people to be as creative as possible right now because creativity will lead to a lot of success, and, that's what I would be paying attention to with these two energies. You have the Four of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. The Four of Cups is normally a card of being disappointed with what you have received and needing to accept this new opportunity that's being presented to you. But it's coming up in the good stuff, so this could say that you are getting a new opportunity in life that is not going to be disappointing. The other thing is he needs to mix all these three cups together, because even though they were disappointments, sometimes our disappointments teach us something. So mixing those cups together represents taking the lessons you've learned and applying them moving forward, which I think would be a good thing for you. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, again, is the ultimate vision for your life. I felt that earlier, that you really need, I think you need to have one, whatever it is, no matter how impossible it may seem, and then just start working backwards, right? Go backwards and see, what is the first tiny little step? No matter how impossible your Ten of Pentacles may seem, what is the tiniest little step you can take to get there? And will it be easy? No. But nothing worth having in life is easy, right? And so I think you need to start working towards Ten of Pentacles. And it doesn't really matter if you ever really accomplish it or not, because, again, I promise you your life will be a lot better if you start working towards this. And that's what I would do with the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is just a good card for money, and I do feel there could be financial increase as well. You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant communicates with the heavens and the earth, and a lot of you could be, the Ten of Pentacles is your ultimate vision. So you could be taking this vision, from heaven and bringing it down to earth, so to speak, with the Hierophant card. And I think that would be very good for you as well, if you are kind of manifesting your vision on earth. With the Four of Cups you have the Devil. Again, the Devil in the good stuff would say that you're releasing something that no longer serves you, which obviously would be a good thing. So if you are releasing things that have been holding you back, I kind of get that feeling for you, Libra, just in general, that you just feel like it's almost like you feel free, We kind of talked about this with the Four of Wands, and the Devil can be an energy vampire, so the Devil doesn't have to be anything bad. It can just be something that we feel is holding us back, and that, that's kind of the energy I get here off of this card. With the T of Pentacles you have the Hermit. The Hermit is about shining your light. He has been through a dark night of the soul. He's been through something very difficult, and he has the star in his lantern right here. I think that it is very tempting for the Hermit to stay in isolation if you've been hurt or if you've been through something challenging. You climb to the top of that mountain, you isolate yourself, and it's kind of like you're protected at the top of the mountain because not a lot of people climb the mountain. But really, what the Hermit needs to do is he needs to come down from the mountain, and he needs to become an inspiration to all the people around him. And so, this is kind of like a card of coming down to earth. With the Ahapan, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you, and, obviously it's coming up in the good stuff because it's probably a good thing if we cut things out that no longer serve us, of course, right? And so that's what I would do there. You have this Dog Far Away card. It says a distant friend is thinking of you. Yeah, if anyone's and you also, I'm going to pull you an extra card because this card basically says the same thing. It's a dog card. It says protection from a powerful friend. So if you feel like someone is thinking about you, it might be a good time to reach out, especially if it's a close friend that you haven't talked to in a while, or, someone who's important to you. Those are the people I would be reaching out to. You have this Mountain card. It says major challenge to overcome. So if you are dealing with any, but here's the other thing, I'm going to pull you another extra card because you also have this Mountain Road. It says you're on the road to success. It's kind of funny that I said, the Ten of Pentacles will not be easy, but I personally do not encourage people to do easy things because easy come, easy go, right? I think that we are meant to be challenged. That's the whole point. We're here to have experiences. It's not necessarily meant to be an easy journey. And, the easy journeys lead to nothing. So I would encourage you to challenge yourself at this time. You have this turkey. It says someone is behaving stupidly. Mars retrograde, what else is new? I mean, people behave stupidly during Mars retrograde and I would just ignore it. You have this broken ring. It says parting the ways either in romance or business. Tower, Four of Wands, Ten of Swords. You could have already left something behind. I feel like some of you are wondering if you made the right decision, but it's like you made the decision, so yes, you did, plain and simple. You have this Gong card. It says an exciting event. Yeah, there is a lot of happiness and excitement here. Page of Wands, Sun, Tea of Pentacles. A lot of good things to look forward to, and that's what I would be doubling down on with this energy. But, pretty interesting Libra reading is what I would say. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.